Every recurring conflict in our career, every burnout, and every irrational decision we make is predictable, and there is a test that is perfect for that. If you are using the MBTI, the Enneagram, or a color test to figure out who you are basically relying on corporate astrology. These tests are fun, but scientifically, they are outdated. In the realm of modern psychology, there is only one personality framework that is validated, the Big Five, the O.C.E.A.N model. It directly measures your psychological source code across 5 measurable spectrums. Openness measures your bandwidth for processing novel concepts, abstraction, and radical change. Conscientiousness is your capacity for delayed gratification and structural execution. Extroversion dictates your sensitivity to external dopamine, your assertiveness, and your enthusiasm. Agreeableness is your default protocol for cooperation versus brutal competition in social hierarchies. And neuroticism calculates your baseline reactivity to negative emotion and environmental stress. Endless academic lectures already dissect the psychological depth of these definitions. Our objective here is execution. We are taking these 5 raw metrics and converting them into leverage. To execute some of these protocols, you need to do the Big 5 test. I put 3 links in the description: free, paid, and open source. Share your result with a friend. You will have a more precise analysis with someone that knows you well. But here is the problem. Just knowing your traits is useless if you don't know what to do with them. Here, we're going to upgrade it. How to combine the Big 5 with AI to gain a real social advantage. And we're going to see that with 3 use cases. So first, let's talk about the people around you. Your boss, your clients, or that one coworker who always seems to drive you crazy. You can't exactly hand them a 100-question psychological evaluation and ask them to fill it out before your next meeting. And the good thing is, you don't have to. Every email they write, every Slack message they send, contains hidden linguistic markers that reveal their Big 5 profile. People with a high conscientiousness naturally use structured, goal-oriented language. People with high agreeableness use collaborative, warm words. And people with high neuroticism often use absolute terms and express constant urgency or anxiety. This is where AI becomes your personal social profiler. LLM are essentially advanced pattern recognition machines, and they are incredibly good at spotting these psychological markers that our conscious brains miss. Here is the framework you can use right now. Take an email from someone you are struggling to communicate with. Let's say it's a demanding passive-aggressive message from a manager. Copy it, paste it into your favorite AI, and use this prompt. The results are usually very accurate. If the AI detects low agreeableness and high conscientiousness in your boss's email, it will not write a friendly emotional response. It will generate a cold, highly structured list of facts, deadlines, and logical arguments, because that is the exact data format that this specific brain respects. You're bypassing their ego and speaking directly to their psychological source code. Of course, the more data, the better. You can give others email to your AI to get more precise results. And this information will also help you with the other interactions you have with others. You will understand how they communicate and what you can do to improve your relationships with anyone. Of course, sociopaths will use this kind of thing to manipulate people. And let's be honest, they're already doing it. Fortunately, they're in the minority. But you can use this to truly understand the people around you, which at the end will help everyone. Now, second tips. This is where the Big 5 goes from a personal tool to macro-level strategy. Your personality is heavily influenced by geography. Researchers at 3T compiled millions of Big 5 test results to create the Personality Atlas. They mapped out entire states and cities based on their dominant psychological traits. The data reveals that geographical locations have distinct, measurable personalities. If you constantly feel friction in your career or social life, the problem might be environmental. You might be a highly open, low conscientiousness creative trying to survive in a city of corporate culture that statistically demands rigid structure and tradition. You're fighting the local baseline. This atlas proves that certain regions act as magnets for specific profiles. Innovation hubs constantly show massive spikes in openness to experience. Traditional financial centers lean heavily into conscientiousness and lower agreeableness. Entire states show variation baseline levels of extraversion. You can use AI to calculate your environmental fit. Take your exact Big 5 test scores and feed them into a prompt like this. The AI will cross-reference your traits with geographical and cultural data to show you where your personality is actually an asset. Now, there are a few limitations. The data is much clearer in the United States than elsewhere in the world. To my knowledge, there isn't much data outside, or it's currently unreliable. So if motivated researchers see this video, there's work to be done. Then, third tip, you understand your environment. Now you need to turn the mirror inward. The Big 5 gives you a precise map of your own psychological vulnerabilities. Most people have some extreme traits, and those extremes make your behavior predictable and sometimes self-sabotaging. AI serves as your cognitive patch to fix these flaws in real time. Let's look at high neuroticism. If you score high here, you naturally react to stress with intense emotion. You write emails and text messages while angry, and you hit send before your rationality can stop you. You can use an LLM as a security checkpoint. Before sending anything sensitive, you paste your draft and use this prompt. The AI acts as an artificial prefrontal cortex. It strips away the emotional liability and leaves only the effective communication. We can push this even further for long-term self-improvement using AI voice mode. Let's say you have extremely high agreeableness. You are very nice, but you constantly avoid conflict and struggle to set boundaries. You can use AI as a zero-judgment sparring partner to build that specific psychological muscle. You open the voice feature on your phone and use this prompt. You're actively training your brain to handle psychological pressure in a safe, simulated environment. You expose yourself to the exact scenarios that triggers your weaknesses, and you practice until the new behavior becomes automatic. Combining the Big 5 with AI gives you absolute clarity for yourself and to understand others. Hope it was useful. See you next time.